going into the gym, getting beat up, getting better. Like if you're always doing good in the gym, you're in the wrong spot. Exactly.
So the moment he sees me go lead hook, he takes advantage of the hole and he steps right into the hole, and that's what started the knockout combination with Andre Muniz. When you walk in our gym, you don't know who the leader is. That we're all leaders.
Right now, one of my trained sparring partners is Sean Strickland.
Coach, how do you create such a balance amongst your fighters when you have a guy so vocal and so strong like Strickland? Because the internet knows him, but a lot of fighters that I talk to behind the scenes talk about how he's such a good guy to have on your team in a camp. Should he put the hands on you?
Yeah, there's actually like videos I think on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I pulled up a video.
Like of me getting like flipped around.
Looks like you're just getting tossed. What's going on, guys? I'm Bear Gidio, and we are back with another episode of the Jaxxon podcast. I'm sitting here with the one and only, possibly, remarkably, and arguably the greatest bandweight of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Dillashaw! Shut up. We're not playing that game anymore. Okay? We already told you about that. Give him a platform to talk. And then we got the one and only Coach's Corner, another episode of the Coach's Corner where we sit down with a fighter and their coach to get down to the science of what they're doing to tactically, strategically, and scientifically win fights. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Nicksick of Xtreme Couture.
Coach of the year, baby!
Louder. Coach of the year! And then we got the one and only, one of the top middleweights in the world right now, a kid that was on a tear, went through a little downfall, came back, and now he's on another tear. He's seen the highs and lows of the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Armenia Golden Boy himself, Edmen Shahbazyan!
Oh,
wake it up, baby! Wake it up! Oh my God. Hands faster than Edmen and a beard thicker than Armin's. It's good to have you here on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's good. You're 29. You've seen
28. 28. I just turned 28.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I had in my notes 27, and then I raised it to 28, and I remember to raise my notes up 1 year. So now I just raised it up.
Jump it.
No, I mean, we just finished.
Are you sure you're 28?
We just finished.
I'll be 29. this year. So.
This year. Okay, so I'm on point.
End of the year.
Come on,
end
dude.
of the year.
I'm like Ari Hawani. I'm with the facts, dude. Don't play with me. Just because you have one shoulder, you think you can tell everybody where they want to, like, come on. All right, so listen, we just had an amazing training session. I watched you guys put together an amazing mini camp here at Jaxxon Media House, and thank the Lord that this guy always takes the time to help the fighters. Seeing you back in the cage, TJ, training people, working on technique, kind of getting down to the fundamentals, but being so specific with what you're teaching. This is not just another day at the, daily kickboxing class. This was like real work. You were in there for like 2.5 hours. The fact that you're even willing to do this, first of all, I got to give you a round of applause, dude.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
You, brother.
You don't see champs of your level ever do that. And you're just doing it to give back, You don't get paid extra for that. You're not here for that. You're here to help us build a podcast and give people a recap. But I love seeing you have that fire in you. And it's amazing to see you move around in there.
Yeah, I don't need to get paid to do that. I love doing it, especially doing it with fighters like yourself that like want to absorb the information. That it's so fun to teach other fighters, high-level fighters, because they understand the small nuances of the game. And, what feints are going to do and what combos do, what position to put yourself in and what angles. It's real fun to play chess, right? Rather than just teaching at a seminar to where you're just teaching average Joes. It's a lot more fun to teach a fighter that is going to put this in action in the cage, So I'm hoping I get to see some of the guys use some of this shit in the cage. It's going to make me feel good,
Sure. And one thing I wanted to talk about was at your age, already being in the UFC for 7 or 8 years, you've kind of lived through this hype train, the derailment, the coming back from it. And now you're like on a 3-fight win streak, and your energy and your heart, you could see that you have that tenacity to you, that you want to be the best in the world. And, I always like look at content, and then I look at like the real fighters, and something that Eric helped me kind of pick apart was like, you could see a fighter train in the gym, you could see a fighter train, and compete. But then when they go in there to fight, it's like, it's all on them. And Eric was like really cool about letting me have this little mini camp here this weekend and having all your guys here from Xtreme Couture. But what was the picture for you in your mind of what you thought your UFC career is versus what it is right now, being 15, 16, throwing hands with Ronda Rousey, to where you see yourself now?
So when I got signed, I was 20 years old on the Contender Series. Yeah, I made my debut like 10 days after I turned 21. And honestly, I just wanted to be champion like at a young age. I want to beat that record of John Jones. And I was on a good run. I got like 4 wins in a row, 4 good wins. And then I had my downfall, not downfall, but like a couple losses in a row.
Yeah.
But those definitely taught me a lot. And like I said earlier, I was talking over there, I was saying those downfalls in the UFC are like, having it in the UFC is one of the biggest things for me, you know, overcoming those in the UFC and coming back from that in the biggest stage is the best thing. And if I were to go back, I wouldn't change a thing. I had like an up-down thing. I lost 3 in a row, then I won one, lost one, won one, lost one, until I kind of got my footing. And then I connected with Coach Eric last year. Last year we had our first fight together, and then yeah, it's been 3-0 since last year, and you know, the work speaks for itself.
It says a lot about a fighter to be going a 3-fight skid,
yeah,
and to come back and do what you're doing now, right?
For sure.
Because a lot of guys, I mean, even when they lose one fight, they lose a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Right? You see a lot of champions or guys that are really good that lose a fight, and then they have this big downfall and they never bounce back, right?
Yeah.
Or, you know, 3-fight skid, you're like starting to like second guess yourself.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We all second guess ourselves no matter what, even when you're the best in the world. But we go through those skids like you're especially going to, and like so hard not to lose your confidence. Like, how do you trick yourself to not lose confidence and build back from that?
I think it was more so having positive people around me. You know, I used to train out here in California, but then after those 3 losses, I changed my camps and went down to Las Vegas. And it was more so having a good energy system by me. You know, my friends, my family, no toxic energy. That's what the main thing for me was, you know, because I'm a family guy. I love my family. And yeah, like I came down to Xtreme Couture, connected with them. They treated me like family. It's been positive vibes, no toxicity, no negative energy near me. And that's kind of how I roll, you know, even with my friends. My friends are all like, we're a close circle, small circle, and we've been together since day one, and no toxicity.
When you were training in California, did you have a small camp, big camp, like a lot of fighters?
I had a small camp. I was kind of like the main, after like Ronda, I was kind of the main guy, the up and comer in the UFC, and the focus was more so only on me.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had our ups, you know, it was great. But then I feel like you learn the character of people when you have your downfall. And, you know, I got to see that. I got to see the toxicity around me. I didn't really see it as much when I was winning. And then, yeah, I had to do that change and move my family out to Vegas and kind of reset.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said with that. We talked about it in the cage afterwards, the camaraderie you have around you, right? It's your second family. You got your family at home.
Yeah.
And then you got the boys that are going to ride with you, ride or dies, no matter what, right? And having, that's something I miss the most, is the camaraderie of being on a team. I've gone from, you know, small camps, big camps, and I prefer to find that group that you have now that's a little bit of a bigger camp with all the same goal in mind, right? It is definitely easier to pick yourself back up off a loss when you got guys around you like telling you, hey, it's fine, man. You're doing great. Look what you do in practice. You know, you got coaches that believe in you no matter what. You know?
Yeah, and going into the gym, getting beat up, getting better. Like if you're always doing good in the gym, you're in the wrong spot. Exactly. So I feel like that's how we are at Xtreme Couture. And
who pushes you the most at Xtreme Couture right now?
Right now, one of my trained sparring partners is Sean Strickland. So yeah, I work with him a lot.
That's hard not to get pushed by the guy. He's like constant.
He's constant, you know, like always talking. But he's good people for sure.
That's a great name to pull up. Coach, how do you create such a balance amongst your fighters when you have a guy so vocal and so strong like Strickland? Because the internet knows him, but a lot of fighters that I talk to behind the scenes talk about how he's such a good guy to have on your team in a camp.
Well, I think you allow them to be themselves, but that's under the standard and the same philosophy that we all try to create and run in the gym. If you're stepping outside the standard and you're not showing up on time, you're not wearing the proper gear, you're not taking care of your teammates, that to me is not a team. That's an individual. So as long as the guys are falling in line when it comes to it's not my standard, it's our standard. And so when I'm here and I'm training with you guys, I have no doubt that Sean Strickland is running the gym the same way I would want it ran, or if Ed was on the mat running the team. That I think is the concept of what we want to build. Was when you walk in our gym, you don't know who the leader is, that we're all leaders.
How does Sean keep such a good pace in training? Like you've talked about the pace, you've talked about it. What is so good about his training? Talk to me about some specifics about that.
Honestly, I think it's like he trains really hard, and it's also genetics too. Like we wear I'm serious. We were wearing like
Marab, dude.
Yeah, we were wearing the heart rate monitors. Like his wasn't going above like 170. I'm like, bro, how? Like we had a hard pace, you know? and he was like wrestling hard too. And
Is that from controlling your breathing? What's that from?
He's also like a slow twitch athlete.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So he can like constantly, it's like a marathon runner. He can do it forever and he's used to doing it forever. And he gets in his rhythm and he's in your face and it makes you tired. Like when I go to boxing gyms and I was working on boxing, they keep this control, but they're so tight on you all the time. You never get a chance to relax.
Yeah.
And he's peppering you with shots, even though they're not really heavy shots. It's continuing to disrupt your breathing and make you tired. And he can just keep doing it.
Chip it away.
Yeah.
Was there a difference from you sparring a guy like Lomachenko versus sparring a guy like, say, Faber at Alpha Male?
Oh, 100%. I mean, Lomachenko's different though. Lomachenko's not like a pressure fighter. He's more the angles, but like just going and working with boxers in general, especially because I like an MMA distance, you're not used to that. Because I'm always in danger, I feel like when I'm boxing. I'm always in this tighter range. And so I never got a chance to relax. And like I may be throwing too hard, so it makes me tired rather than just like controlling your shots when you're in that distance.
Yeah. So when you're at, like, say, a gym, for example, Xtreme Couture, you got your head coach, Eric. You came from Glendale Fight Club, which was famous for Ronda Rousey and Edmen, another Edmen.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's spelled the same, right?
It's not spelled the same, no.
You talk about like the toxic culture. How do you keep the balance in your mind going from that gym to this new gym with so many more people though?
I kind of just had to trust the process. When I moved out to Vegas, I had to like give it a shot. You know, I had to reset, and I knew. So with Edmen back in Glendale, he was my first coach I had. So it was kind of just like I was loyal to a fault. I feel like they say you're loyal to a fault, and you know, whether he was wrong or right, I was just loyal. And then I felt like that got me like to where I was on the 3-fight losing streak. You know, I wasn't improving. I kind of like plateaued, and then I kind of like moved to Vegas a little bit, worked there, came back, moved to Vegas, came back, and then I fully committed to Vegas. I first didn't work with Eric. I was out there with, I had one coach, Jason Manley. He was out there, and then I worked with Dewey Cooper out there, and then we had that like win-loss, and then I got a chance to work with Eric. I think it was
Toronto.
It was Sean's fight when he was fighting DDP. Got to work with them a little there, and I really liked it. And then kind of just got together after that.
Yeah.
Talked, and then
when you first started off, you were being managed and training with Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
And you were, you know, young in the game.
Yeah.
Did you feel like having her there in the early moments of your career helped shape your career a little bit? Do you guys still talk, or do you feel like it wasn't as impactful as people might have thought? Like,
no, we don't talk anymore. I mean, not that we don't talk, but I haven't spoke to her since I left.
Oh, wow.
I haven't spoke to anyone from Glendale since I left.
You still live in Glendale though?
No, my family lives in Glendale. Friends and family live in Glendale, but yeah, no communication. I mean, we didn't end off on the best foot, I'd say.
Yeah.
Not with Ronda, but with like Edmen,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is what it is.
What was it like having Ronda Rousey in your corner and managing you early in the career? Was it good? Was
yeah,
it fun?
it was cool. Yeah, like it was nice having, you know, like a name like Ronda Rousey managing you, and for the hype and all that, it was nice. But I mean,
Did she ever train with you guys?
I mean, I trained with her when I was like 13, 14, 15, like growing up when I was her weight. Yeah, I was training with her.
She put the hands on you?
Yeah, there's actually like videos, I think, on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I pulled up
me,
a video.
Like of me getting like flipped around. On her.
Looked like you're just getting tossed.
Yeah, at her first open workout for when she was fighting Carmouche.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, I was like a 14, 15-year-old kid. I'm like, okay, like she's like, just come, like I'm gonna throw you around.
On TV.
Oh yeah, she was throwing me around
on TV before.
and I remember she threw me around, and then one of the times I kind of just like let loose and was like a noodle. She threw me, and then she's like, "Why are you being a noodle? Like keep yourself stronger." I'm like, okay, you know, I'm like, chill.
I remember always seeing a video of her like Uchimara and like throwing like landing on it might have been you, and like that always we see those hype videos.
It might be, yeah. She was like Uchimara-ing me, like crazy throws on me.
Yeah.
Eric, you talked about Edmen being like borderline, like obsessive with the game and the fight game and studying and the culture of what's going on right now in his life with MMA. What does like Edmen, in your opinion, and then I want to ask you, what do you see in him that, you know, you don't see in most fighters?
I think his resiliency is huge. And I think that having those losses and being able to bounce back from those losses and reinvent yourself and, you know, really finding how to make yourself better, but surround yourself with the right team and the right coaches and individuals are only going to make him help grow. He's naturally skilled, man. Like we inherited a great athlete, a great individual. So when we sat down and talked the first time, I think it was important for me to identify where I can help him and where I can serve him as a coach, what areas that we can improve on. So I just kind of listen to the athlete and figure out where I can fit in and help them. And, you know, we've done really well together. I really enjoy working with him, not only as the athlete, but just the individual, man. He's a great human being.
TJ, we were looking at some footage before Edmen walked in here, and we were watching the fight.
Oh, why you guys bringing up old shit?
This is a good one. This was Edmen's head kick against Brad Tavares.
You realize I was in the opposing corner, right?
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
We just train with Tavares right now.
Yeah, we're boys now.
Yeah.
Me and Brad train together all the time.
Yeah, but I just got to ask. I just got to figure this out. Like, what's going through here right here? Because, Coach, you were coaching against him at the time.
Yeah, I blacked out. I don't remember any of this.
So, like a lot of this, Edmen, can you walk me through like what was going through your mind during this fight?
I remember I was like 21, 22 years old here. It was in New York, Madison Square Garden. I was so hyped to fight. I got actually Brad on it was another opponent I was supposed to fight, and then like 4 weeks out, they said it's gonna be Brad. So
yeah, we had Ian Heinisch.
Yeah, you guys had Ian Heinisch. I forgot.
You had Tom DeBreeze or somebody like that, right?
No, I think Jotko.
Yeah,
I had Jotko.
Jotko, that's
Something
right.
happened, and then they matched us together. And yeah, I was just a young kid. I was hyped. Like fighting in New York. All my boys were there, and it was like
That was
first
the-
round finish was crazy.
Nice left kick.
Thank you.
Is this something that you train, or is this instinctual? It just came out. or were you
Instinctual, I
training
feel
on?
like. Yeah, it wasn't like a specific move I trained. I think just my background, because I started with karate when I was 10 or 11, and I feel like that's the background of karate.
Yeah.
This last fight, against Munoz. I'm gonna pull this up right here. I want you to kind of walk me through this a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So do you see this punch that I hit him with when I get back up? Right here. This, we call it the baiter. And we worked a lot with that with Coach Eric. And it kind of became instinctual too. Like I just threw it in the moment, connected. I saw him wobble and he went down. I'm like, so in the past, okay, one of my fights when I lost to Gerald Mearshart, I was beating him the first round dominantly. Second round, I hurt him with the body shot, and I chased the finish, chased the finish, and I gassed completely, and he ended up like taking me down, getting a submission on me. And this fight, I kind of heard the clappers. I heard the clappers at 10 seconds, and I knew like, okay, I could empty the tank a little. I have a minute to recover. That's why I'm like, the finish is gonna come. If the finish doesn't come, I have a minute to recover. I'm like, let me just chase it here, and I got it. See, that's another thing. Like with Mearshart, experiencing that, like chasing something and not getting the finish. That's another thing I learned too in fighting. From a loss, exactly. Yeah. And the wins and losses have all been beneficial for me, but obviously the losses a lot more.
We talked about that a lot. I think that was the next camp that I got to work with Ed. And we talked about some of those things that like maybe not necessarily you're afraid of, but something that was in the back of his mind. There's a fight that we all thought Ed should have won and was winning. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, man, like the MMA universe will continue to put that in front of you until you learn how to conquer it. Yeah. And we're going to see that again, and we're going to find it again. And then when it does happen, it presents itself, you're going to be ready for it. And you're going to be excited to be able to get through that part. Yeah. And that was, as a coach and knowing, the things that, not necessarily keeps him awake at night, but the things that, he wanted to develop and become better as a coach, being able to sit there and watch him finish him in that moment was a very, very proudful moment for me as a coach.
Sure. I bet.
I wanna pull up the rankings real quick for the middleweight division. And right now we have Hamzat Chimaev, who did his camp here, who's a great friend and, really did a lot for us here these last couple weeks and months. He's going to be coming back out here. And then you have DDP and you have Imavov, you have Sean Strickland, who's also one of your training partners. Yeah. You have Anthony Hernandez, Allen, Izzy, Kaio, RDR, Robert Whitaker, and then Jared Cannonier at 10. Mm-hmm. Where do you see yourself getting back into these rankings in these top 10? And who do you think are the big fights that you have to kind of go? Because I've seen you talk about, you're saying that you're taking it one fight at a time.
Taking it one fight at a time. I'm hoping like probably by the end of the year to hit that like top 10 mark this year, end of the year. But as far as like names, there's a lot of good names up there. Like Cannoneer is a good name. I would love to take that challenge.
Scroll down a little.
Yeah, let's see more.
Go to 14 and 15. Oh, Piper and Rodriguez.
Yeah. Those guys got newly ranked too.
Paul Acosta's 13.
Yeah, those are all great names, you know. And
Yeah.
I think those are great fights to take. And
You
end
fought
of the year,
Imanov, you fought Hernandez.
Yeah, I fought Imanov, Hernandez. Obviously, like I want to get those back whenever like I'm back up on the rankings, but we'll get there.
It's cool because like Sean obviously trains with us. Kyle comes out and does camp with us as well. Roman Delidze is one of our guys. I coach Roman. But like you were saying earlier, it's so nice to be able to have such a wide array of great middleweights in the room for not only for Edmen, but like a young guy like Mansoor, he's able to see, you know, what it takes to be at a ranked fighter in the UFC.
Yeah.
How is it training with Mansoor?
Great. Yeah, good. Mansoor's a great training partner and a great athlete. He's so athletic, man, and like working with him, it helps me. I feel like develop my fast twitch muscles. He's so fast twitch, you know, and just my vision gets better and all that. So anytime he's fighting, you know, I help him, or if I'm fighting, he comes out to help me.
TJ, how important is it picking the right pieces for your camp and your training partners? Does it really matter, or does it matter more about the coach? Does it matter about the camp, or does it matter just who you train with in general?
It's got to be a whole. You gotta have like every hole filled. You got to have the right training partners to push you. Like you can't be the only one winning in the gym.
Yeah.
And when you have a whole camp based around you, like you used to have, you get a lot of yes men around you.
For
you
sure.
get a lot of like hand holding and this and that. But then you get in a room full of killers. You got Strickland you're sparring with, and these other guys, like you get tested, you get battle tested. So that's important. And then you got a coach that's behind you to like talk about how you're getting battle tested, where you're getting better, where your holes are. Not only in striking, but having the right grappling coaches behind you as well too. It's like it's got to be a unit. You know, it's got to be that camaraderie of a unit to be the best. You know, and even when towards the later part of my career, kind of base camps around me, but also found some guys that were on the right path. Down here, you know, like the Juan Archuletas and the Cub Swansons and things like that. Guys that I can test myself with in the gym and know that like I'm not always going to have the best day. I'm going to get my ass kicked in sparring sometimes and like be pissed about it, but that's what's going to make me better. Because when I went home and I had those sleepless nights of like, man, why the fuck is this happening? Why that's how I got better, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel right now like you're finally putting all the right pieces together? You're going on a crazy win streak again. Hype's building up. You're making your way back. Do you feel like everything's falling in the right?
For sure. I do think that. And I wanted to give a big shout out to Coach, really for helping me this last year kind of find myself. And talking to him, talking about coaches, he's an amazing coach. Just knows how to communicate with his fighters. I think that's a super important thing. Communicating with your fighters. Some fighters, like, you might like something differently. He might like something different. His personality is different. And he knows, I feel like, how to communicate to each person like the best way. Differently. And it's the best I've ever seen. And then just like game planning, tacticals, like cues, and being on sync together is just everything. And I feel like Coach Eric does an amazing job with that. And I'm just super grateful.
Yeah, I'm super proud of like watching him spar at times and just being able to sit back and not really have to say anything, and you're almost doing it telepathically, right? Like if I see something in my head and he goes and does it right away without me having to tell him, I'm like, okay, it's starting to resonate. It's sinking in. Like I don't even have to say anything. Yeah. You know, and that's a pretty cool feeling. And not only that, like he's confident in what we're coaching or what we're doing and understanding the reasons why we do it. I think we fought like 3 southpaws in a row.
Yeah.
Something like that. So like by the time we got to Muniz, I'm like, oh bro, you're going to starch this guy just because of understanding and stuff.
That's when I knew that I found the right coach with Dwayne, is because we were on the same wavelength all the time. Yeah. Like we'd be hitting a combo or thinking about technique, and I would say something. He was going to say the exact same thing. He's like, that's exactly what I was thinking, Ninja. I was like, just kind of rolled together. When you guys are on the same wavelength, it helps so much.
I took a lot from watching like you guys hit pads, and I do that a lot with these guys. I don't even say anything. I just hold it. Yeah. And I know what he's going to throw, or he knows what I'm looking for, or a lot based on movement. If I slide to one side, he knows to contain this side.
Yeah.
If I switch stance and move to this way, he knows how to contain that side, or where's his attack's going to be. So I learned a lot when you watch you guys, because I know you guys don't even really talk combinations or say, hey, you're going to throw a 2-body low.
Yeah.
You just kind of hold it, show it, and you're working off of it. You know,
Yeah, a little bit of reaction time stuff, and then doing add-ons too, right?
Yeah.
Like he'll hold a combo and I'll hit it, but then I'll hit an add-on that's coming. He'll start catching because he knows what I'm doing.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, and like a lot of our add-ons, like you were saying earlier, are different predicated on the athlete, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got an amazing right cross, so I'm trying to always find a position for him to flank this side to be able to line up his left cross off of his, or right cross off of his left kick. He's got amazing elbows. He has a great liver shot, has a great overhand, his left kick, as we saw. So as a coach, how do I exemplify those tools and put him in a position to be able to use them correctly?
Put the odds in his favor.
Exactly.
We have another fellow Armenian who trains out of here, Armin Sarukian.
Yeah.
And this is also your ex-coach. And this is a video of Armin and them training. It seems like his power kick is just a little bit too powerful. And your ex-coach goes flying out the cage. Have you had a chance to watch this video?
Yeah.
What do you think about Armin right now and the way the UFC's treating
His
him?
reaction was funny.
And
I was like,
I don't know
oh
if he
shit,
was,
what
like,
did I do?
celebrating or like, oh shit. You know, like, oh no.
He was actually stressing out because there was a little nail sticking out of the floor,
my
and they were
God.
scared that the coach hit his head on the nail because we were installing the new cage for the camp, for the Hamzat camp,
Yeah.
and we needed to get stairs. And because I bought the cage, but I never bought the stairs, so no one had a way to get in the
Did he
cage.
sign a waiver?
This is liability.
No, but after this, I
God.
realized everybody definitely needs to.
Needs to sign a waiver
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know if you watch this, but I figured
Yeah.
I'd show you anyway.
Who,
So
hilarious.
who left the cage door open?
Yeah.
that was me. That
So
was
he
me.
just fell off. There was no stairs. He just
There was
fell
no
through, like,
stairs, and he
bro,
fell like
straight
4
up, 4
feet
feet.
straight
Yeah,
down.
damn.
Yeah, 3 feet, 3
Yeah,
4
it's
feet.
all-
Yeah, poor guy.
Welcome to
But
Edmen
do you
Shahbazyan
feel-
Gym.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the current status of Armin, you think he's being treated fairly? Do you think that he has to work his way back? What do you think about him right now?
No, I don't think he should be being treated fairly. I definitely do think he should fight for the title, or he should be at least the guy fighting either Patty or Gaethje. And I mean, I get UFC's point, like their business, and they're like doing this. They just signed with Paramount, you know, so they don't want to risk anything. They want like everything to be on cue, all that. But rankings, he's number one. He's been number one for how long already?
Yeah.
You know, he deserves the title shot.
And the way he's finishing
Yeah,
fights.
exactly.
Like he's not, you know, I'm not shitting on Movzar or anything, but he has no finishes in the UFC.
Yeah.
So when you compare the two, like I understand from promotion standpoint, hey, maybe we're not gonna put him in a title position as a Movzar, but you have a guy like Arman who's super exciting.
Yeah.
And he's going out and finishing guys. To me, it's like, yeah, you know, you got to give him his shine and be able to go out and perform for a title.
Yeah.
Gaethje and Patty, big fight coming up. TJ, who do you think wins that fight?
Oh man, I'm kind of leaning towards Patty. You know, Gaethje's great. He's got great technique, but he's reckless, right?
yeah.
And he likes to be reckless. He's known for being reckless. And Patty's got a lot of momentum behind him right now. I was impressed with his last fight against Chandler. That was a true test to him, and he's gotten so much better. He's riding the hype train. He believes in himself. He has that like it factor to where like he puts something in the universe and he gets it done. Like the power of belief, you know,
Sure,
like
yeah.
he's believing the hype. He's on it. So I think he's on this momentum train, and I think he gets it done against Gaethje, and I think that's what they want.
What do you think, Edmen? Gaethje or Patty?
I think if Patty, like if it ends up on the ground, I think Patty could tap him. I think so. I mean, unless if it stays on the feet, Gaethje has a chance of like, you know, swinging, clipping him. But if the fight, which I think it'll go to the ground, Patty should like get a submission, in my opinion.
Coach?
Yeah, I agree with both. I think when you look at Patty and his development, he's better every time out. You know, from the Jared Gordon fight to the Michael Chandler fight, he's adding a lot of great new tools. And then, you know, for Gaethje, this is kind of his swan song, if you will. This is his last opportunity. And he can never count a guy out when he has his back against the wall. He has great coaching as well. You know, he throws things from weird and unpredictable angles that I think is difficult to time. So I'm looking forward to that fight. I can see a path to victory for each guy. But I'm with TJ in the fact of I think the momentum and confidence is definitely on the side of Patty.
With the state of the UFC and now being on Paramount and these big fights being made, we see January is going to have some big fights. When is the next fight we're going to see you in?
I'm waiting. I said I want to get something in March.
We're still waiting.
Yeah, still waiting. 2-3 weeks I've been waiting. So let's see.
When was your last fight?
October?
October. Okay.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. So right now, what I do want to do before we let you go, because I know we're in a hurry and you got to get back to Vegas, you guys got training, is you talk about this combination and some of this technique. And you were saying it's kind of like your favorite. You used it against Muniz.
Oh, the baiter hook.
The baiter hook.
Yeah.
So I want to just take us in the cage real quick so you could show that to the fans and the people watching.
Okay.
So they can kind of see a little bit of what's going on. And we'll have TJ kind of break it down for everybody because you guys have talked about this technique and kind of your training.
Sure.
We also have another video that's going to be going live, which is a full day training camp here at the Jaxxon Media House led by TJ Dillashaw and Coach Eric Nicksick with the Xtreme Couture guys. And it gives you guys kind of a behind the scenes look about how TJ, one of the best champions in the world, runs a camp and what he looks for and what he trains and what he does, and then how kind of the team Coach Eric Nicksick put together. So we're going to go in the cage real quick. We're going to look at this technique. We're going to show you guys that in this video. We're going to start mixing it up a little bit more. And we appreciate you guys watching. Do not forget to check out the Jaxxon Podcast Discord. You guys will see a lot more behind the scenes, and you guys will be able to vote on the next guests that are coming on the show and see our brand new kind of like behind the scenes clips that we don't post, and they'll only be available live in our Discord. Thanks guys for watching. Now we're going to head in the cage. All right, so we are going to be in the cage now and kind of go through a little bit of the routine and the technique that these guys were running and training before the last fight. TJ is going to kind of break it down a little bit for us. Coach has been talking about this for a while. Ed just brought it up on the podcast. Now we're going to give it to you guys live in the cage here at Jaxxon Media House. So, Coach, Edmen, you guys kind of want to explain to me what you guys are doing with this baiter technique, and then TJ, maybe for the fans, you can break down to them what they're seeing and why.
This coach is going to do it perfectly for you anyways. They're the ones that train the move. I'm trying to learn as well too.
All right, Coach, where are your students? Let's see it.
All right, well, so to pay homage to Ryan Bader, this is a technique that we picked up when he fought Fedor. Within that fight, he shows a lot of level change, obviously due to the fact that he's a great wrestler. In doing that level change, he kind of showed what we call a monkey walk, but he showed it with the lead hand. And what he did was he kind of dropped down and feint like he was going to go for a single leg. By doing so, it got Fedor to drop his hand. So he showed it a few times in the fight, feint level to the lead leg or the rear side, and then came over top with this hook. The way we developed it into our striking element, I'm going to show it out of closed stance to start, and then I'll show you the way that Ed and I look forward in the open stance versus Muniz. So off the Bader level change, Ed's just going to basically look to go to that monkey walk to the inside low and show that level change and see what I reply with, or how do I want to combat it? Do I show underhook or do I just show a down block? If Ed can show that level change again, and then if he sees my hands drop, as he sees my hand drop, he shows a level change and then throws a hook. That's what Bader landed on Fedor. Then what we started to develop was where's the hole in the defense off of the jab out of closed stance. So Ed throws his jab, I throw mine back, and where is my defensive sound or defensive responsibility? I need to have this hand up. But a lot of times we'll see on tape when a guy throws their jab, they do what we call bow and arrow. They pull this hand down. So what we're going to do here is when Ed jabs, I throw a jab back, and then he takes advantage of the hole in my defense. What we try to teach here is that Ed's hips are in a hula hoop. So he's going to hula hoop his hip to create power into his shoulder, into the knuckles. So as he jabs, I jab back, and that's how I'll catch the punch. So honestly, I should be feeling my own knuckles landing on my chin, and I know that Ed's got a good, proper Bader hook. That's what he's stepping in on. A lot of times we'll say Bader swim. So when he throws his Bader hook, he'll swim that right over top to create a new angle. Now out of open stance, what we would try to do, now if I'm being southpaw, we say intercept. Intercept the jab or intercept the lead hook. So what happens here, a lot of times when guys throw a lead hook, instead of loading the hook with their shoulders, they telegraph it. They do this with their hand. And that's not proper technique. If I want to throw my lead hook, I want to load with my shoulders, but my hands and everything stays defensively responsible. But if a guy does this with his hand, he tells me there's an opening. So that's where he's going to intercept. So the moment he sees me go lead hook, he takes advantage of the hole and he steps right into the hole, and that's what started the knockout combination with Andre Muniz.
Yeah, and this technique, I feel like you could hit it from everywhere. Like just close stance, boom, hit that, and then take a shot to give it. Like I feel like you can use it everywhere.
Yeah,
so.
we developed a lot of, like, you know, we call it sprinkles. Like there's so many ways you can add it in. There's a parry. He could rear hand parry into his Bader.
Boom.
Right? There's so many things that we can take off of this, and then it really just becomes about the athlete and how they see themselves using it. what the opponent might show us on tape and what we can take advantage of. So that's where I feel like tape study is very important, not only for your techniques, but if there's a hole in somebody's defense that we can exploit.
Coach, with so many people being able to have access to film and being able to watch you guys, how do you still keep the edge, knowing that people know he can kind of execute this technique so well during a fight?
This is a hunter sport, man. Either hunt or you're the hunted. So we got to continue to evolve. We have to have that type of mentality of being a serial killer and not getting caught. You know, that's the way we approach the game.
Get good coaches.
Yeah. And then Ed, how do you keep that confidence, you know, knowing not just the power, but that the technique's going to work during the fight? Is it just
repetitions, and then it just becomes instinctual. Like literally, I intercepted the shot. I got up, and I literally just fucking. It was muscle memory for me.
I didn't even know what the fuck he landed.
Yeah, he didn't know. I'm like,
on.
I got him with the Vader. He's like, really?
I just saw the dude was flatlined. I was like, yeah.
And then before we wrap up, TJ, I know you're so big on like what you said, sprinkles, like moving off things, adding to things. You talk about even the way you ran pads with Dwayne Ludwig, which we'll show in one of these podcasts. How do you kind of build off these techniques that you know work? I know you've talked about this in the past, how important it is.
Well, all the things he showed off that Bader, you can use it in so many different ways, right? And I love the trap he's setting up with that leg touch, that takedown. Like, even if you're not going to get the takedown, it's going to make his mind think you're going for a takedown, or you're going to drop your hands, especially that swimming Bader where you're stepping outside. It's so nice. Or if he's faking the shot and coming back over the top. We would do a lot of the same thing with that body jab. We do a body jab. Next time I'm looping it over.
Oh, right? Wow, you just got me right now, and I knew he was going to do it.
Yeah, so they're setting up a trap the entire time, like what I showed today. It's like they're doing it every day. They're setting up traps.
Yeah, so the key here is not just understanding the technique, but the repetitions and putting it to work in the gym and making sure that you believe in it when you get in the cage.
Have to drill it, slow it down, and do it at a drill pace, then try to apply it into sparring. Where does it fit into your sparring? What are we getting from certain sparring partners? For example, Sean Strickland will over parry.
Yeah.
So he'll throw down a lot, really hard on over parry. So exactly. So we catch up, and that's important for us because it's only going to improve Sean. Yeah. The more we can see things that maybe Sean's doing in repetition or maybe wrong or however we can correct it. Sean will know, like, hey, what did I get hit with? Like, that was nice. Okay, well, you're over parrying on your rear side. This is what we set up. Okay, cool. So now we're all growing from it, whether he's the one that's on the offensive side or the defensive side. That's the point of having a good team and good training partners.
Incredible. Listen, some of the best minds currently in the game, one of the best champs to ever do it, an upcoming contender. We have a lot more content coming for you guys. Big round of applause, big thank you to Coach Eric Nicksick, to Edmen, to TJ. Make sure you guys check out the behind the scenes, which is our new episode that we have on our YouTube page, and then also our Jaxxon Podcast Discord. Thanks for watching. We're out.